The issue of the provision of food is one of the most significant challenges facing humanity in the contemporary era. The food crisis has escalated, and the accompanying dangers have significantly increased in the developing countries, especially those countries with low natural resources and high populations. This crisis has spread to include the Arab world, which has become a large food importer. The situation has been caused by the degeneration of agricultural production as well as growing populations, hence the increasing demand for agricultural products. As a result, Arab countries, especially Saudi Arabia, have initiated a policy of self-reliance in food production. This policy has contributed to overcoming the problem of lack of nutrition and food shortages by achieving self-sufficiency in the production of staple agricultural crops. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is situated in the southwest of the Asian continent and has an area of 2,240,000 square kilometers, of which 80% is occupied. The land formation of the kingdom is diverse. It consists of deserts and hills, mountain chains, and plains, among which the most important is the Tuhama Plain neighboring the Red Sea. The kingdom does not contain any rivers or lakes, but on the other hand, it does have a large number of wadi valleys during the winter season. A hot desert climate prevails in the kingdom during the summer, while in winter it is very cold. This weather is generally dry, and most areas receive little rain. The agricultural land in the kingdom covers about 49 million hectares. However, due to the lack of water for agriculture, only 10% is currently being used. There are relatively large areas of poor grazing lands, approximately 170 million hectares, as well as 2.7 million hectares of forests, which consist mostly of bushes. The kingdom also has 3,500 kilometers of beaches. Water is considered to be the fundamental element for agricultural development in the kingdom. Therefore, great efforts are being exerted to preserve and develop water resources. 200 dams have been constructed at the Wadi valleys with a total capacity of nearly 812 million cubic meters. The process of desalination of water from the Red Sea and the Arabian Gulf has reaped the benefit of ensuring a supply of fresh water for the population. Saudi Arabia is now a world leader in the field of water desalination. 27 seawater desalination plants with a capacity of almost 573 million gallons per day have been established on the beaches of the Arabian Gulf and the Red Sea. The excess water from agricultural irrigation and wastewater from houses is treated and then reused to water permanent trees. In the year 2000, the population of Saudi Arabia reached more than 20 million people. Of these, 558,000 laborers work in the agricultural sector. In other words, 7% of the total number of laborers in the kingdom work in the farming sector. Agriculture is considered to be one of the pivotal economic sectors of the kingdom. It plays a major role in contributing to total national production. In the year 2000, non-petroleum sectors amounted to 10.2% of total national production. Agriculture contributed 34.6 billion riyals, which equals 9.2 billion US dollars. Saudi Arabia has, through its fifth developmental plan, accomplished comprehensive and balanced growth economically, socially, and in the field of services. The fifth agricultural development plan contained a group of objectives which were achieved by the grace of Allah through the implementation of agricultural policies and programs. Among these policies, the most remarkable was the procedure of free distribution of infertile lands among investors and the granting of facilitated agricultural loans to the tune of approximately 31.4 billion riyals, which is the equivalent of 8.4 billion US dollars. Aid is also granted for the production of non-imported agricultural goods. This aid has now reached nearly 11.2 billion riyals, or 3 billion US dollars. Free agricultural services have been provided, and a group of regulatory systems related to preserving natural resources and the environment have been put in place. These efforts have had a great impact on achieving increased growth in the agricultural sector. There has been an annual average growth rate of 8% in the farming sector during the period from 1970 to the year 2000. Because the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia believes in the importance of food self-sufficiency, it has followed two methodologies aimed at accomplishing this objective at the local level. These strategies are direct and indirect support for the purpose of raising nutrition levels in the kingdom. Such an aim can be achieved through the implementation of a number of policies and programs which guarantee that all citizens obtain essential goods and services. These goods and services should be of a high quality, at prices affordable to everyone, and should be available at all times in all areas. Among the policies which have been implemented is one that grants social insurance for disabled laborers. Financial assistance to this project had reached around 2.6 billion riyals in the year 2000, the equivalent of 693 million US dollars. In addition to the establishment and support of rural communities and bodies affiliating to the same, continuous support is presented to 160 cooperative societies that offer a variety of services and activities in areas spread all over the kingdom. Bread, being a major source of nutrition, is subsidized through providing flour at a subsidized price. This price does not exceed 22 riyals for a 45-kilogram bag. Free education and health services are provided. Moreover, consideration for people with lower incomes is taken into account when calculating the cost of basic services such as electricity and water. The second strategy aiming at achieving food self-sufficiency involves the improvement and development of the agricultural sector. This is being done through encouraging the production of some basic agricultural goods and through developing ways of increasing efficiency and productivity. This has led to the local agricultural sector becoming the main supplier of the daily nutritional needs of the population. The production of the local agricultural sector represents around 76% of the total foodstuffs available for consumption. In spite of the lack of natural resources in the kingdom, as well as its unsuitability for agriculture, by the grace of Allah, progress in agricultural production in the kingdom has attained the following record levels. Seeds. The production of seeds in Saudi Arabia during the last 3 decades has increased dramatically from 18,000 tons in 1970 to 300,000 tons in the year 2000. Fruit. The production of Saudi Arabian fruit has more than tripled from 362,000 tons in 1970 to nearly 1,189,000 tons in the year 2000. This represents an annual growth average of 4% during this period. Vegetables. Vegetable production has increased from 663,000 tons in 1970 to about 1,904,000 tons in the year 2000, an annual average growth of 3.5%. Agricultural industries are believed to be among the most important industries and are therefore receiving intensive attention in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They are vital to the enhancement of nutrition security, consolidating the economic industrial base, attaining greater self-reliance, and increasing production. The development of the agricultural sector in turn leads to a reduction in the amount of goods imported from abroad. A study issued by the Union of Arab Gulf Chambers declared that Saudi Arabia has achieved tangible progress in the field of production, industrialization, and development of nutritional products. The government has given remarkable care and attention to this development plan. In the past, the agricultural industry had been included as the 4th most important element of the first development plan. During the period commencing from the launch of the first development plan until 1975, 78 factories with a capital base of 410 million Saudi riyals were licensed to produce nutritional goods. The initial 5th development plan of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia included the establishment of several nutrition industries projects, such as sugar refining plants with production capacities of 100,000 tons per year, a milk and dairy production factory with a production capacity of 6,000 tons per year, and a sauce and juices canning factory with a production capacity of 3,500 tons per year. In addition to these, other factories that produce biscuits, sweets, etc. have been established. In the second developmental plan of the kingdom, total investment in the agricultural industry sector was around 6,750 million riyals, in other words, double the total investments of the first plan. With the kingdom's population increasing, the amount of foodstuff and food-producing factories has increased. Several types of milk and dairy products, soda drinks, vegetable oils, salt, meat and its byproducts, different juices, pasta, etc. are now being produced. The production of such foodstuff aims at responding to the increasing needs of the people. At the moment, the state provides the extra requirements through importing goods from abroad. The fruit and vegetable industry is one of the nutrition industries that has developed and progressed dramatically in Saudi Arabia. There are several factories for producing canned vegetables, fruits, sauces, and tomato juice. Other factories produce a selection of different juices, especially in Jeddah, where a wide variety of fruit is available. The production of soda drinks occupies a leading position in the food industry. This is especially true in central and western areas, as there are large numbers of Saudi factories that produce soda drinks in Riyadh and Dammam and Jeddah. The date canning industry is receiving great care in the kingdom, and the citizens have met this fact with appreciation. This industry is concentrated in Al-Ihsa and Al-Madinah Al-Munawwara. It plays a significant role in the Saudi economy, as great quantities of dates are exported to Gulf Cooperation Council countries, as well as to other Arab and Islamic countries. The date canning industry also contributes to the World Nutrition Program by providing a big segment of this program. The sweet and chocolate industry in the kingdom enjoys great popularity and demand by citizens and expatriates. This is due to the high quality and the diversity of products available. This industry is concentrated in the western area of Saudi Arabia. These factories were first established in 1384 in the Hijri calendar. There are also factories that specialize in the production of oriental sweets, known in Arabic as halawa and tahiniya. Saudi Arabia is involved in such high-quality food industries as ice cream, oriental sweets, smoked and cooked beefs, sesame and milk, as well as other dairy products. In the course of limiting the importation of food products from abroad, the state is encouraging the establishment of Saudi food industries through issuing economic policies necessary for industrial development. Among these policies is the important procedure of assisting investing businessmen through all stages of setting up a business, starting from the research stage and then preparing for the stage of establishment and operation of the industrial unit. The state also participates in the financing and management of big projects, which require experience that cannot be solely provided by the private sector. The state tries to relieve the effect of external economic instability by developing and sustaining Saudi industry. Incentives and aid are provided for industrial projects. These incentives include providing loans and capital, as well as providing aid in the field of project selection and economic feasibility studies. The support also includes financial, technical, and operational aid, exempting the imported startup equipment from customs duties, providing training for Saudis, and providing places for companies in serviced industrial areas. In addition to facilitating investors, the state provides particulars that indicate all the managerial and technical services available in the country, as well as feasibility studies for nutritional industrial projects. Specialized governmental bodies conduct these studies. The state supports public utilities such as transportation and roads, as well as other services such as health and education and the like. The aim is to support the national economy, encourage self-reliance, and raise the efficiency and capability of Saudi citizens so that they can be counted on in the development of Saudi society for the future. The government has also formulated a scheme for the protection and encouragement of national industries so that they will be able to face foreign competition. Foreign investment capital is accepted to an extent that complies with the state's public policies. The system for dealing with the foreign investment capital was created by virtue of a royal decree in 1384 of the Hijri calendar and is aimed at supporting the national economy. Saudi students are being trained through specialized courses at the food industry sections of Saudi universities. Agricultural secondary schools and technical institutions have been established all over the kingdom. Finally, quality control on nutritional goods is stringent in order to guarantee high-quality foodstuffs as well as ensuring consumer protection from the commercial deceit. Dramatic changes have occurred in the agricultural sector during the period from 1994 to 1998. Due to the decrease in production of goods that require large amounts of water, the seed for this type of crop has been reduced from 4.86 million tons to 2.1 million tons. On the other hand, crops that have low water consumption have increased, especially the ones the kingdom is famous for producing. The local market still requires vegetables, even though production has increased from 2.29 to 2.66 million tons, and fruit from 988,000 tons to 1.2 million tons. By following the progress of agricultural development in the kingdom, we can observe the structural changes that have taken place in the agricultural sector during the last decade. These changes were brought about as a result of fulfilling the strategic objectives of the 5th Developmental Plan of the agricultural sector. Real change has been achieved in the area of Saudi economic development. Diversification of the product base and increasing local agricultural marketing capacities has raised income levels and living standards of citizens in rural areas. New employment opportunities have been created while taking care to maintain an environmental balance. The agricultural sector is being prepared to deal flexibly and efficiently with new developments at local, regional, and international levels.